Well, tonight was a failure to launch. The Houston Astros were stymied by Brice Miller, and the offense that strikes out at the highest percentage of 27% looked like they were having batting practice. Might as well talk about it.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, and welcome into another edition of Locked On Astros. Of course, we wish it was under better circumstances, but we must move on. And the show does always go on. Look, this episode is brought to you by Booking.com. Go to Booking.com and check it out. Booking. The right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your baseball rivals. I don't want to say it. Maybe even Seattle. No, absolutely not. Book today, though, at Booking.com, the official accommodation partner for Major League Baseball. Get the Booking.com app today. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. You know where to find me. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for staying up. I know that it looked like Michael Connor got some run on the Locked On Astros postcast. Make sure you check him out. And you know what? I need to go back and watch his reaction to the Texans game because I wonder what he had to say about that. Oof, that was brutal. But man, a lot of losing going on right now in the city of Htown, and not good. I was actually combing through your comments as I was getting ready for the show. And look, you know, I'm the always positive, always Stros guy. And I try to keep it 100 as well. You just knew going into this game without having without having Yordan Alvarez in the lineup, your offense became less potent. But look, Brice Miller, this dude just pitches well. Every time he pitches against us, he is one of their better pitchers. And the lone bright spot's Hunter Brown. Look, I'm not gonna go through. Look, you guys know where to find me, Htown Wheelhouse. You know where to find Eric. You know where to find the show. Apple, Google, Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers. But look, the Astros did one thing. They kept the playoff hopes alive for the Mariners because now they're a 1.5 games out of the wild card, the final spot. So the Mariners are definitely gunning for us. And tomorrow we've got Logan Gilbert to face, so it doesn't get any easier. The Astros just need one. They just need one against the Mariners. If you get one against the Mariners, you're done. You've clinched it. You can rest guys. We'll talk about Yordan. I got an update on him. But Hunter Brown tonight, man, he came out and, you know, he pitched really well. I like what I saw out of Hunter Brown tonight. He gave up a couple runs, but he had 17 swings and misses. Only topped by Brice Miller with 20 swings and misses. Brice Miller was phenomenal tonight. He pitched a gem. You've got to give him credit. He had a 46.1 with win probability added. Hunter Brown had a 20.2. The next guy to them is 9.1 with Cal Riley. So it wasn't like, this was such a frustrating loss. So you have two things going against you here. Well, you have one thing going against you, Brice Miller. All you have to do early on, I think, is put a 2 or 3 spot on when they had guys on second and third. And oh my gosh, they could have just gotten one hit to right center field, would have scored 2. It would have tied the game. I think it would have changed the entire complexion of the game. I think the Astros could have walked away with the victory. But again, Hunter Brown, 17 swings and misses. Let's stick with the positive for right now because that's what I have leading the show. Hunter Brown had 4 whiffs on his 4-seam. Had 6 on his cutter, 5. All 5 swings on his knuckle curve were whiffs. Hunter, throw that more, please. His cutter, 13. He had 6. His cutter and his knuckle curve were his most effective pitches. I love it. I love that he's getting that, and he's continuing to dominate. The one thing that this team does have going into the playoffs is they have starting pitching. But two questions still remain. What offense will show up? And will this bullpen stop giving up runs? Not only our good guys are doing it, but our guys that we know, the usual suspects, the bullpen boys, I should call them. I mean, Caleb Ferguson, one third of an inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout, unacceptable. Kyle Ort, 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up anything, 1 hit. Brian King, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Seth Martinez, 1 1/3 inning, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Terrible. Abysmal. Pathetic. I'm sorry. This Mariners team strikes out 27% of the time as a team. That is more than the Chicago freaking White Sox. The Chicago White Sox strike out less than the Mariners. That's how bad this team is offensively. And you cannot take this bullpen, as porous as it is, into the playoffs, the best of the best, and expect it to be a successful run. I just, the bullpen's gassed. DFA Ferguson, he didn't give up any runs tonight. He wasn't the problem. But, and look, this is a hard conversation to have because while, yes, it's on the bullpen giving up the runs, your offense didn't do diddly squat. And yes, Brice Miller is an ace. And yes, Brice Miller did have 20 swings and misses. But you have got to have a counterpunch. The Mariners, who strike out the most, at least got 2 runs off of Hunter Brown. The Astros had a golden opportunity. A golden opportunity with 2 guys on, second and third. Less than 2 outs. I mean, outside of a Jason Hayward laser to right field, you had a couple hits, one by Diaz and one by, who was the other hit by early on? Altuve didn't get his hit till late. I believe it was Diaz and Pena. They got the early hits. Hayward and Altuve got the late hits. 4 hits, 1 run. The Mariners. So here's the thing. The Mariners struck out 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. The Astros only struck out 5 times. Baseball, why do you do this to us? Why do you do this? Why do you make it so hard? I know we want to be romantic about baseball, but baseball breaks your heart just when you're so pumped about it. Yeah, look. Okay, David made a comment. Diaz and Pena are not talented hitters. Reality. What? Okay. Number one, I'm a typo king, but that's a terrible sentence, David. If you're going to put down the guys, at least do it in proper English. Number one, Yainer Diaz is one of the best, if not the best, hitting catcher in baseball right now. Last year, had he been played, I'm not going to take I'm not going to indirectly focus my frustration at Dusty Baker. He's retired now. But had Dusty Baker actually played more games with Yainer Diaz, he would have won Rookie of the Year. Offensively, he's better than Adley Rutschman. I rest my case. Yes, pitching, Brett. Okay, so right here, Brett, pitching wins games, period. Yes, offense needs to perform. My point, look at the Mariners pitcher, shut our offense down. No, I get it. No, trust me, I know. Our bullpen's not good right now. Can our bullpen find a way to make the holes that could cause a boat to sink? Are they going to plug those holes? Look, we'll talk about that next, but first I want to talk with y'all about one of our wonderful sponsors. Let's go. eBay Motors has millions of parts for your MVP. Win every time with parts that fit your ride. Passion, drive, and patience, the formula for winning championships, is also what keeps your ride or die alive. Unless you have the bullpen the Astros have right now. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need, with the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, available to U.S. customers. All right, keep making us your first listen every day. Make Locked On MLB your second listen. Also, check out Michael Connor at the Locked On Astros postcast. Oh, my goodness. David saying crazy things. What's up with Presley's usage? I don't know. I don't know why they went with who they went with. I don't ever know why some of our guys are chosen over others. And if you want Schwarber over, come on. Okay, his name's Kyle Schwarber, not Chris Schwarber. Oh, man. Anyways, guys, I can't get off track. Y'all are killing me with these takes. David, were you day drinking? This is crazy, man. Look, when the Astros lose, I just know it's going to be an entertaining show. I met some listeners of the show. It was good to see y'all tonight. I saw some of my homeboys. We did a little picture with the little Space City, our Space City attire. You know, I mean, is that a good way to send out the Space City thing? You remember how when we first got the Space City Monday thing going and we kept losing? Everyone's like, the Space City uniforms are cursed. Well, now they'll officially be retired. The hat, the shirt, will get a new one. Hopefully it's just as good, if not better, because Nike's not been hitting many home runs with the jerseys or anything like that. But here's the deal. I think the Astros can win tomorrow. The final Space City Monday was a dud. Look, when you look at the box score, I mean, they just didn't have opportunities. Brice Miller just diced them up. They were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. The 0 does not concern me as much as the 4 does. You only had 4 opportunities with runners in scoring position to score somebody. 4. That ain't good. That just is not good. And the Astros don't need 2 wins to clinch. The Astros clinch because they're still 4 games up on the Mariners. It's a combination of Astros wins and Mariners loss. All the Astros have to do is win 1 of the 3. They clinch the division. They could lose tomorrow to Logan Gilbert, win the day game at 1:10 on Wednesday, the final home game of the season. They clinch the division. Then they give that loss to the Mariners. They lose a game. So they could potentially put the Mariners within a half game tomorrow if the teams in front of them lose. And then if the Astros beat them, they're back to a game and a half. And then the Mariners' likelihood of making the playoffs goes way down. So if we get swept, we're not going to get swept. What is this? We're getting swept stuff. Guys, come on. I know Logan Gilbert goes tomorrow. I know he goes tomorrow, but we have 3 games with them. Okay. Let me get an update because remember yesterday, they weren't telling us who was going to be on the mound for the series. I know we have Gilbert Valdez tomorrow, and then Kikuchi would still be determined. Guys, I feel good about Kikuchi being on the mound Wednesday. I feel good about Valdez being on the mound. Gilbert's 8-11, but Logan Gilbert's a very good pitcher. That's just, look, the Mariners offense, if we can hold them at bay, maybe we can score a run or two. They can make a mistake. It might be George Kirby, but it's not listed, so it's not official. So I guess we'll have to see. So the magic number is still 2. Now, an update on Yordan Alvarez. You will not see him this series. He has a right knee sprain, and he won't be available for this series. Manager Joe Espada said he hopes he can play in the final weekend. I'll be real honest, Joe Espada. Unless, well, look, I don't know from a rhythm standpoint. I would like to get a major league player's take on this. Maybe I'll ask Mike tomorrow. But is it that crucial that Yordan Alvarez plays if we've clinched the division, if we win a game against Seattle? I don't think. What do y'all think? Do y'all want to see Yordan playing? Let's say he's better. They have an off day. They go to Cleveland. Do y'all want to see him playing in Cleveland before the playoffs, or would you rather him just sit out? Do you think it's better for him to sit out? I want y'all to answer this in the chat. Do y'all think it's better for him to sit out in Cleveland if we've already clinched, or do you think it's better for him to get his reps and get his bat hot? What do y'all think? I would, Mr. Richard says sit out. No, give Alvarez rest time. Sit out, rest up for the playoffs. So yeah, look, yeah, if we win one of these games, rest him, sit him. I agree. I agree with that. Let him rest. Look at that. We're all in agreement. Why? Because great minds think alike. No, get reps. No, Michael says no, get reps. Sit out, everybody says. Yep, there's only 5 games left. That's right. Sit. Look, Arizona Astros fans, rest. Michael, if he plays, we may need to put you on the Astros coaching staff because then you know something we don't. I hope Yordan gets at least. Look, I think they'll give him a few at bats. He's definitely, he's probably not going to play the outfield out in Cleveland because that's a massive outfield. And that's a really difficult wall to play. So they will probably DH him, I would think, the rest of the way. Breggy needs some rest. Look, they all need rest. Can't rest for the playoffs. If we haven't clinched the division after getting swell, okay, memes are dreams. It's a wild Abby you got there. Look, obviously, if the Mariners sweep us, yeah, it's a whole different ball of wax. It's a different story. But still, even then, on that next day, Friday, if you go to Cleveland and win, it's one game. If the Mariners lose, boom, it's over. That's why we got to take care of it here. Well, we got to take care of it here for sure. I don't know why do I keep. What is? Oh, that is. I keep thinking I'm putting up your comment, and it is the comment about his right knee. So hopefully we'll get him back. He was in the dugout. He was in the dugout during the game. Julia said he came out with the wrong hat. They all had a laugh about it. It was funny. It was fun. But yes, technology happens. Yes, technology happens. Baseball happens. Hold on. Michael wants to DFA Myers now. You guys are wilding out here. You guys are crazy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Look, I want to tell y'all about a couple of sponsors, and then we'll get to the last segment. We'll just kind of chop it up a little bit, see what you guys are thinking as far as maybe like our bullpen. Like, what are we going to do? Who are the go-to arms? And will Taylor Scott be back in time to have an effect on said playoffs? Look, this episode is brought to you by Booking.com. Go to the app and get Booking.com. Yeah, the right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your baseball rivals. Book today at Booking.com, the official accommodation partner of Major League Baseball. This episode is brought to you by them with hotels, bed and breakfast, vacation rentals, resorts, and so much more at Booking.com. You might just find your perfect stay, even in your rival's baseball city. They deliver exactly what you're looking for in the U.S., no matter where you want to go, from hotels that overlook stadiums to family-friendly resorts and so much more. The right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your baseball rival's city. go to booking.com, booking.yeah. And this episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats with live play-by-play and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You don't have to go to another website, go to some sports site, go to some four-letter network site and look up what's going on, or flip to your TV or whatever you have going on. Just right there on the app, it's all available for you so that you have much more time to place the bets that you want, whether it's on the latest stats, whether it's on the end of a football game, the score. You'll get started today with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's right, $5 bet. You get $200 in bonus bets at FanDuel.com, America's #1 sportsbook. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Htown Wheelhouse doing a solo episode tonight. Man, I don't like the Mariners coming in and beating us. I don't like the Rangers coming in. Just these AL West opponents are so pesky. But how does a team that strikes out 9 times, 27% of the time, how do they come out and just rake? And how do they just pummel and just demolish this bullpen? It is so frustrating. So frustrating to watch this bullpen do what they're doing. I mean, is there hope for this bullpen? Okay. Is there hope for what we have? I just don't know what it is we're going to do to fix it. I mean, Taylor Scott's out. Seth Martinez doesn't make the playoff roster. There's no way, right? I mean, tell me, ladies and gentlemen, please tell me that Seth Martinez does not make this bullpen. I mean, our bullpen has enough holes in it. Neris needs to get right. Abreu needs to make sure he's right. I mean, all these guys need to make sure that they are getting right because, man, that's a concern. The offense, because you're going to be facing what? Everybody's best pitchers. And hopefully you don't have someone like the Mariners squeak into the playoffs. I can handle the Tigers and what they have. I can handle all these different teams that I'm thinking of. But a team like the Mariners freaks me the heck out. I just don't know what to do with that. I mean, you've got Julio Rodriguez and Randy Arozarena hitting ground rule doubles against Seth Martinez in the same dang inning. In the 9th inning, we're giving up ground rule doubles to guys. Victor Robles double. Julio Rodriguez double. Randy Arozarena double. I mean, 3 doubles in one freaking inning. Are you kidding me? And then they had 4 straight flyouts to center field. A couple of them were some shots. I thought, well, okay, that one might be gone. Nope, it's not. And so Martinez just, I don't know what's happened to him. Neris, I think, is a wild card. I don't know about Montero. I know Montero, last I looked, was doing great, but I don't know that he'd be eligible to come back up. Because remember, he was optioned or he was DFA'd. They picked him back up because no one picked him up. I'm actually going to be at Constellation Field. Rant. I'm trying not to be too negative. I'll be at Constellation Field Tuesday night as the Space Cowboys start their championship series in the PCL. So that'll be fun. If you're out there, if you're going to go out to Sugarland to see the Space Cowboys, tickets are very inexpensive. It's a fun atmosphere. It's a playoff 93 win team. So that should be fun. Victor Robles may not play well, but Victor Robles, he has flashes. I'm not saying he killed us tonight, but let's see. What did he do tonight? Did he do anything? I can't remember. Yeah, he 2 for 4 tonight. He had a double. Yeah, he scored 2 runs. He's hitting 314. His OPS is 825. He's got the highest OPS on the team. Victor Robles has really taken well to that leadoff spot. That's a guy that I'm shocked is not a superstar. This guy had so much promise coming up as a rookie. Well, right now anybody's an Astros killer, it seems like. I mean, you can be, it doesn't matter who you are right now, as long as you're facing our offense. Randy Rosarina, who's hitting 221, was 2 for 5. Cal Riley, who was 2 for 5, hitting 216. It's comical. The top of their lineup, 2 for 4, 3 for 5, 2 for 5, 2 for 5. The top two guys, 314, 275. The other two guys, 216, 221. I mean, what are you going to do? Brice Miller, 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 20 swings and misses. Just not a good day at the ballpark, boys and girls. We can't, you're right. Thank you, David. We cannot let the Mariners get into the playoffs. Yes, I can't stand them either. Rosarina is another Astros killer. Oh, this is great. I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I was at the game, and I hope the people behind me hear this. I think they're from like the west side of town. I was over, you overhear people's conversations. And when Randy Rosarina came up to bat, this lady, she was trying to pronounce his name. She was like, Araz Aina. What? And she said it 4 or 5 different ways. And I was so entertained. I should have just let her continue to mispronounce it. And I turned around. I said, it's actually Randy Rosarina. And she's like, wow, that was good. How'd you do that? I was like, well, I kind of do a podcast. Of course, I gave him some Locked on Astros stickers. But look, man, I hope tomorrow that Logan Gilbert goes out there and has the worst outing of his career, and the Astros absolutely shell him, and we just ground and pound just everything we can. Just hit the ball far, barrel it up, don't swing early, hitting the ball into the left side. And hey, for those y'all out there, for the person who gave me the tickets tonight, thank you. Had a wonderful time. Even though the Astros lost, got to take a friend. We had a great time. It was a blast. I met up with some people. So it's always good for someone to say, hey man, why don't you go to the game and enjoy it? So thank you. I know you're an avid listener to the show. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for the tickets. It was a blessing to go, even though they lost. So, hey guys, that's all I got. The Astros season isn't over. The sky's not falling. Logan Gilbert. Look, Fredo, yes, he did go. Frodo Baggins, he did go. Frodo Baggins is on here. That's impressive. We pull all the great listeners. Logan did shut us out in 8 innings. So be gone. Get behind me, Satan. I don't want to hear it. Tomorrow, let's go win the AL West. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. This has been another great late night. Thank y'all for staying up. Thank y'all for waiting for me to get home from the game. I appreciate y'all. Once again, you guys are the real MVP. Absolutely love this audience. Love our fans. Without y'all, we wouldn't be who we are. So for myself, Eric Van Hyden, and everybody Locked on Astros, remember, you're your team every day. They may have lost today, but the next day, the next game, let's just start from scratch. Let's beat the you-know-what out of the Seattle Mariners. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. Always positive, always Astros. Go to bed and dream good dreams